that we are hello? Camera turned off. Just a sec. The only problem I have is they may have to log into this new one.
That's okay. Just tell them we're gonna sign out, fix the problem. I'll be back at 3:30, and you may have to sign into the new session.
This,
Sorry, chat is closed. Time to find another stream. Did it go through?
assuming so.
It does. It says red bar next to it.
Debbie says or Alice says she can see you now. She's ready to go.
Alice says she can see me? Where does that say that?
It's on my new stream.
Oh.
That's still the old one. Oops. Live. Ah, crap. This one?
Oh, I see. Live stuff.
See if I can.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
Yes, they can hear me.
Yeah, I'm hearing in my headset.
I can now. Yay! Oh, how exciting. Are we ready? Are we doing this thing? We got to give everybody a chance to come over. Bit broken, staticky. Just put a message on your other channel to let folks know how to find you. Thank you. Are we good now? Is it? Got to let everybody get over here. I can hear you. I got knocked off. Anybody else? Yes, everybody else, Mary. Okay, Katie's back. We haven't seen Dawn yet. Robin's here. Katie's here. Alice is here. Mary's here. Mary, aka Hester. There's Edith. Can you hear me now, Edith? Loud and clear for me. Try turning your volume up, Edith, and see if it's the volume on your phone or your computer. Katie, is that static gone now? All this technology. Yeah, no kidding. Absolutely true. Just trying to give everybody a chance to get over here. Let me tell Dawn we moved to a new channel. And how will she find it, honey? Will it be on the...
Just be on your homepage. It says streaming live.
The homepage. Okay. Just giving the others who were coming from the other channel just a minute to catch up, guys, and get over here. Thank you very much for your patience and understanding. We don't use our normal technology for these streams. We have a different kind of camera that streams out. We have a different mic, and the mic decided to be difficult to get along with today, but it seems as if we have it. We just had to reboot everything to get here. I'm hoping Dawn can find us. It's going to be worth it in the long run, guys. It's going to be a super duper fun class. And I'm going to show you our next 2 projects today. In fact, I'll be listing one of the class. I'll list the class kit this afternoon for next week's class. It's going to be the painting with glitter. I'll show you some previews today. And that's what we're going to do next week. And then I finished the masculine kit. And oh my gosh, I have had such fun with these beach themed cards. I'll give you a little preview of that too. We're going to do that one rather than doing it in the live stream. We're going to do that one as a video because 12 cards will take way too long to make in a live stream, but they're really, really fun. We could probably, I don't know. I think we'll do it as a video. We might be able to do it as a live stream and just do like 3 of the cards together and the others as a group. What do you guys think about that? There's Thelma. Hi, Thelma. Yes, we were having some technical difficulties, but we're in and we're running. We're just waiting for everybody to find us and catch up. Okay, Edith still can't hear us yet. Oh, you're voting for live stream for the, yeah, a combo of live stream and the other classes? That we could do that. That actually would be a great idea. It'd give us longer to get the kits, well, actually I'll probably get the kits made up in the next couple days anyway, but wait till you see them, guys. Oh my gosh. And I'm going to show you, maybe I should show you now while we're waiting, because that would be an okay thing to do. Let's start by taking a look at our masculine cards. I have them right here. I'm going to do the glittered cards when everybody's here to see what the kit will look like for next week. This kit that we're going to be looking at is going to make 12 cards. I'm going to show you 11 examples because I'm going to put out the kit to make 12, and then I'm going to show you some optional materials. So here's our first one. I may have shown you this one last week. This is the first of our masculine cards from our beach themed kit. And you're going to get all these little treasures to go right on. And hi Nillers. Oh good, now you found us. Okay, I hope that we can catch Dawn here. And then you're getting the 3Ds, you're getting the baker's twine, you're getting the net, you're getting all this good stuff. The cards and the background paper. And what I've decided to do with this one, I haven't decided yet whether or not to include some backgrounds or some sentiment stickers or die cuts in this, but I'm leaving you room to put a variety of different kinds of sentiments on. So I love this turtle. How cute is that? Okay, and we've got our seagull with a net, anchor. You're getting some breads. And this little one right here is a bread. Now I colored these with my glitter markers. That's the only thing I've used that you're not getting in the kit. You're not getting the glitter markers. I could put them in, but that would run the price of the kit up. And the truth is that you can color these with anything. You can color them with watercolor markers. You can color them with your alcohol markers. You can color them with, I think you could even use colored pencils. You can color them with about anything. So I didn't see any reason to run up the price of the kit. I love these background papers. These background papers are included in your kit. Oh, I got a trick for you, Katie, to get the breads on. We're using the breads through, I'll tell you, we're using the breads through the netting, through the net, and we're, it's already bulky where the net is, so we're just spreading the breads out behind the netting, and they're really only on the surface layer. Love the dolphin. And see, there's plenty of room in here for a greeting. Okay, Thelma says we need to talk a little louder. Maybe we can turn that mic up a little bit, honey? No? No, we're... I can bring it in a little closer. Let's see. You might see it in the screen, guys, but... How's that, Thelma? Is that going to work for you? Give me some feedback, guys, because we had sound issues last week, and I didn't know it till I played back, so... You guys got to let me know if there's any issues at all with sound. I want to make sure that we catch them for you. Okay, we're good? Okay, good. Here's our next one. Boy, I just had such fun with these guys. Now, it was just when I did the kits 1, 2, 3, 4, I told you that I never held back the any of the layers on these because there weren't that many layers to start with. I'll be darned, I should never say never because I took some of the layers out for separate embellishments on this one, but I'll show you what I did. Love it. Look at the seals. Have some torn paper techniques here, creating the water lines in the surf. The seagulls. Hello, Jordan. Thanks for stepping. Oh, that's Naomi. That's not Jordan. Hello, Naomi. Welcome. Okay, so those are the 11 I'm going to show you right now, and then I'll have a 12th one that actually features a frame from an optional place. You can use any of the techniques we used on these. There's plenty of paper left to make your own 12th just using the kit, or I wanted to use one of the images to show you the optional materials. So that is now going to come up in 2 weeks. So we'll go ahead and plan that 2 weeks from now we'll have the masculine kit, and we're going to do a hybrid between doing a live stream and doing a video, so that I can show you live what it is that we did, and then I'll show you the rest of the samples again and talk through what we did with the balance of them, so that you can do the other probably 9 cards on your own. So that sounds like a good plan. Let's do that. Okay.
Question. They're asking about, are you going to show them how to do the torn paper technique?
Absolutely. I'm going to show you how to do the torn paper technique. Here, can you coach Dawn through getting on? Just talk to her about what to see. Okay, I texted her since I happen to have a number, and we'll get Dawn on. Let's go ahead and get started with today's class. Oh, I did promise. Well, let's see. I did promise you I was going to show you next week's class. The sample I'm going to show you is in black and white. It was one of the colors we tried. We ended up actually using blue, but I wanted to show you what it is that we're going to do with glitter next week. Look at that. We are going to make paper using glitter, and yes, we made this. This background is double stick tape, and we are going to make our own glittered paper, and we are going to then cut up that paper, and we're going to make some cards out of it. So as I said, we used blue. We actually ended up using kind of a London blue color for our background. And now your kits are going to be different. Some people are going to get one, some people are going to get the other. So I'm going to show you 2 different sets that would represent what you might see in your materials. This is the first one. Yeah, this is, when you see this blue, it is so beautiful and so rich. It's really like a London blue topaz. If you know that color, that's really what that reminds me of. Here's another one we did with the glitter paper. I wanted you to have 3 cards, so we also used a piece of cardstock out of the kit to make a 3rd card. And we used some of our leftover or recycled glitter over here. So this is one set. Some of you are going to get the opposite toppers. One of the things I loved about this is that these toppers, the reason I chose this set is this has a lacy pattern in the back. I don't know if you can see it on camera right now, but we have a lacy pattern in the background of the paper, which I thought made it really fun with the glittered cards. This is the other set. This will be the same, except that this tag, since it had a swan, I didn't want to use that great big red flower, so I used a littler flower with this one. Some of you will get one, some will get the other. There won't really be a choice, but they're both going to be beautiful, guys. Here's the other one. But this is a really fun technique. And this is the 3rd card in the 2nd set. So some will get one set of toppers, some will get the other. That allowed me to take some topper sets and break them and have enough toppers to use hunky-dory toppers with this glitter paper. So, and again, we're going to be painting with glitter. The most fun you can have and be legal. Now, some of you might be saying, wow, I wish I had that beautiful craft mat she has in front of her. Look at that beautiful mat. Do you know that in next week's kit, because we were making such a messy project, look what we are including in next week's kit. You're going to get one of these, probably 14, I'm going to say this is 14 by 20 maybe. Yes, it's definitely going to be messy. Absolutely. And you get the craft mat included in the price of the kit. And the kit is going to be $20. So you're going to have a mat for days like today when we're doing messy things. Some of you may already have a mat. That's okay. You can always use more than one. There we go. Okay, let's get started on today's agenda, shall we? Let's take our kits out. Oh, a vinyl placemat's a good try. You know, that'll be good. That'll be good. That's a good washable surface. Okay, in your kit, you should have a vial of some color of gilding polish that we determined to be a vintage color. I happen to be running with rich red. I think there's a beautiful olive. I actually envy those of you who got the olive. I didn't have one upstairs, and I couldn't really justify with as many as I had upstairs running down and getting another one to add to my collection. So this is my form of discipline, guys. I'm only using this one. But there's a beautiful olive. There's a kind of a tan color. I can't remember what we call that. Hessian. There's maybe some turquoise. You guys have all different colors. All ones we thought had kind of a vintage feel to them. You should have 2 happy birthday stickers. You should have a set of pre-cut images. Everybody's kind of varies. I took them out of one of the masculine little books, and yes, I did all the pre-cutting of these images for you, so we wouldn't have to use our class time to do that. And then you should have these wonderful vintage little mini postcards from this is from one of the topper decks, and I sent you 5 vintage postcards. They will vary also. You got a whole roll of extra sticky tape. You got 3 envelopes. You've got some, the colors of this paper will vary depending on the gilding polish that you got. We tried to match your background papers with the polish colors. So I happen to have the black, the kind of gray-green, and the tan woven papers. Aren't these papers spectacular? I love the texture in them. We do have these available in the store, by the way. If you look, when you get done and you just have to have more. And then you should have 3 each of these 2. We try, Katie. We do. We try. I try very hard to spoil you. You should have 3 each of these 2 die-cut sheets. Pull out 2 of them and set one aside, and let's go ahead and start doing some painting. Get everything else well out of the way. Or at least I have to do that. Now, maybe you don't have to do that, but I have to get everything way out of the way. And let's get our gilding polish out. And I want to show you a couple things with your gilding polish bottle. You are not silly if you... Hi, Betty. You're not silly if you have trouble opening this. The most frequent question I have is, how do I get the bottle open? Well, the first thing, you get this has a stowed cap in it. You can twist and twist and twist and it's not coming off. You can pull and pull and pull straight out and it's not coming off. Well, I guess mine will because I've used it a couple times, but you usually can't. Take your thumb and push back on the applicator, and then it will pop right out. So set your applicator aside, open your bottle, and in many cases, the little cap liner will be sitting on top of the bottle. If it is, don't throw that away. Let's put that back in the cap because it will help keep your polishes fresh. So let's keep that. Now, since this is the first time you're going to be using your applicator, I recommend getting this just a little bit damp. I'm going to spritz mine just a little bit and kind of work some moisture right into it. Just all that's doing, guys, is kind of softening up that sponge to use, so that you only have to do this the first time you use it. And then we want to get most of the moisture out of that, but we wanted to soften up that sponge a little bit. Okay, so I've got my sponge out. I've got my sponge softened up a little bit. And we're going to pick up our bottle. And what I like to do when I pick up my polish is I like to create what I call my ski ramp. Grab your polish from the center of the container and kind of pull it towards the side so that you can create kind of a slope there. And then I want you to rub your extra polish off the edges right back onto your bottle. Okay? All right. I've got a good amount of polish in my sponge. I'm going to start by painting. We're going to paint 2 full sets of these. Out of this one, there's 2 pieces that are popping out of this one. You get this fold, the piece with the fold in the middle, and you get this little, it's actually the belly band. You pull out those 2 pieces, you can toss away the extra there, and we're going to start our painting. Now as we start to paint, I want you to cover your material, but I don't want you to saturate your paper. I don't want you to go over and over and over again. Yes, Cindy, you will be able to buy this kit if you buy it right after class. I think we're down to 2 or 3 of them in the store, but I do believe I have enough materials left to make, a handful more of these. So you should be able to get this kit. Okay, so when we paint, just pull it across. Ooh, it's interesting. That red is kind of almost a copper color, isn't it? It's pretty. I have to say, when you work on this, I'd like you to work in the same direction. Push out, don't pull back. And the reason I say that is because as you work, if you pull back, you can wrinkle your paper. So you want to just push out. Now, that's about all the stripes you want on that in one coat. You can go back and put another coat on, but we just soften and put too much moisture into our paper if we just keep going over it and over it and over it. So just a light coat to start with. And you can see that I just keep adding a little paste as I go. This is not a complicated process, and you get great results. So I'm kind of hitting each line maybe twice and then taking any big, where I have big spots of it left. I'm going to set this one aside for right now, guys. We're actually going to paint all of our pieces, and we're going to paint front and back on all of these. So just set that one aside to dry and start your painting. When we get to, do all of both. Let's just get all of our painting out of the way so we can clean up from our painting, have our work surface left, and be done with the painting. So, since you're working on yours, I'm sorry for those of you who don't have your kits yet that you might be a little bored while we're painting, but an important step. Oh, I really got a lot of paint that time. Okay, so I got my front and back, my belly band, and get my other one here. So let's just go through and we're going to paint all of these. Now mine is particularly stripy, I have to say. You don't care if it's on there perfectly with the first coat. You can always hit it lightly again. So don't worry if it's a little stripy. We just rather do it in 2 coats than to have it so saturated that we're not able to work with it today, because this will normally dry pretty fast. So I see that I have stripes, and that's absolutely okay. I really like this color. I think it's going to look neat with the vintage, even though I was kind of bemoaning the fact that you guys got the olive color. I don't know what you guys think about olive. It's one of those colors that people love or they hate. But since I love purple, and olive goes so well with purple, it's one of my faves because I love it together with my purple. I'm going to just set this aside, and I'm going to do the back as a separate piece. When we get to our other pieces, we're going to do all of those too. And this gilding polish that we're using is, it's a water-based product, so if you get it on your hands, it's fine. It will wash off. It will wash off your other surfaces. Like anything else, even water-based products can stain your clothes, so do be careful about getting your sleeves into it. So I warned in the newsletter, wear something that you don't mind getting painty, because, you know, crafting can be messy business. But I kind of agree that the messier it is, the more fun it seems to be. Well, Cindy, I'm glad you could join us. That's exciting. I love to see new faces. I don't get to see your face. You occasionally get to see mine. You mostly see my hands. Okay, I'm popping my other pieces out here. We have lots of painting to do on these pieces. You know, gilding polish, to me, was a perfect addition to my crafting line, because, not my crafting line, I don't have a crafting line yet. It could happen someday, but right now, but it's a great addition to my craft stash, because you're always looking for a way to change white cards, and you can ink them, but that can be a slow process. This is a fast way to change things. And there's so many different colors available in this paste that I enjoy having lots of choices available. How you guys doing? Are you painting away out there? Are you guys working with me? You really should be working with me this time, if you can, if you have your kit, because I want to show you about the placement of the tape and stuff, although you can always do that later, but I don't want to bore you. If you've got your mats out there and you're painting, then I don't feel bad about taking a few minutes to do this. Lots of people have done these watching the video later, because this will be up, Cindy, as a live video later. Or not a live video, as a video on our channel, so you can watch this later when your kit gets there and do it then. Katie, I'm with you. I end up wearing a lot of paste too. So far, not so much today, but I shouldn't speak too soon, because I get into my work. And my work gets on to me. I can't help it. See what I mean about kind of going one direction, guys? I can turn it around and I can still continue pushing it out. I just don't want to pull back this way, because I'm likely to wrinkle my paper. And I don't want to do that. And again, I'm not trying to get all surfaces on the first time through. Now I'm doing the one that's got the funny folds in it. It's got kind of a diagonal fold going across, kind of a square, and then some lines through it. This is actually our hinge. Now some of these pieces we wouldn't have to do, but they will show a little bit when your card is open, and I think just in the interest of being thorough and having everything look nice and finished, it's nice if even the hinges are colored the same. So this is a hinge. It's a great big hinge, but that's what it is. It's a hinge.
Edith asked about her polish seems to be thicker than yours. Do you have any suggestions?
Edith, if your polish is quite a lot thicker, it should be. Let's see. What color do you have? I know that's a weird question, but I just wondered if some are thicker than others. I know that some of the formulations, this is actually a gilding polish, so some of the formulations, the older styles versus the newer styles, and I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention. I think the first ones that came in are a little bit thicker. The ones that just say gilding polish, but this is just a gilding polish. And then there's the luster polishes. I'm wondering, I think you'll be okay. You might need to...
She has silver Hessian.
Oh, that Hessian. I love that color. That's pretty. If it's too thick, you can put some down on your mat, and you could spritz it with a little water and thin it just a little. But we don't want to get too carried away with the water, because we don't want to make our paper too wet, but you could do that. My husband, I do have glitter in my hair, polish on my nose. I had an itch and sequins on my behind. Oh, you're funny, Katie. You crack me up.
Dawn got the blue luster polish.
Oh, she found us. Yay, Dawn. Hi, Dawn. Oh, you got the blue. That's pretty. Okay. Everybody doing okay with your painting? Any questions other than the thickness of the paste? Everybody else doing okay? I do know that when I use my purple, I was just thinking about what you said about the thickness of your paste. My purple that I use, I know is thicker than this one. I kind of got carried away with my stroking that one. Okay, I'm going to go back and I'm going to go back to my beginnings, and I'm going to do the backs of these first. Then I'll do any repair I think I need on the, I'll do a second coat as necessary. But I'm just going to hit everything the first time. It's pretty cool that they actually give you the applicator to this paste right in the cap. I do like that they do that. And the applicators work reasonably well as long as we treat them well. When I say treat them well, what I mean by that is you're going to want to wash them timely. Don't let the paste set up in them too bad. When you wash them, you can use just a drop of hand soap and some water. You can squish them down and stuff, but just be careful that you're not pulling them away from the base when you're washing them. And the applicator should last as long as the paste, and the paste lasts quite a long time, as long as we take care of that. Now let me talk to you just a second about taking care of the paste. With your paste, when we finish using it at the end of the day, see how my card is curling just a little? That's because it still had some moisture left in it from the other side. And so it's curling just a little. We'll be fine with that. That's not a problem. But when we finish with this paste at the end of the day, we're going to take our spritzer and we're going to give it 1 spritz of water into your paste jar before you seal it. Just one. 1 spritz, just to add a little bit of moisture back to compensate for the moisture that may have evaporated out while we were working. Now this side's still pretty streaky, but I'm going to let this other side dry completely before I do anything about that. This first one I did is absolutely dry. It's looking great now. Feels good. Cardstock is stiff. You should have plenty of paste to do all 3 of your cards and then some, guys. Perfect, Katie. That's exactly how you take care of the sponges. I like to put just 1 drop of hand soap in when I'm washing my sponges because it just seems to break up the paste a little bit and make it easier to wash out, so I'm not having to roughhouse my sponge quite so much. I'm glad you guys think the kits are a good value. I think and think and think on how I can do stuff to get you a nice variety and fun choices and still keep the kits at, hopefully, at or below that $20 mark. I'm trying really hard to do that because I do realize we're meeting every week, and you know, if you want to do all the projects, I don't want you to be disappointed by having to make budget considerations over choices for being able to do stuff. So I'm trying to be careful on your wallets at the same time. Not to say that I'm not still totally delighted when you have big big purchases. Actually, I'm not going to do that side yet. I'm going to wait. See how it's beginning to, my colors are evening out now, and I know that this painting takes a little while, especially since we're doing 2 at once, but it's worth it, I think, to get all of our mess out of the way at one time. Yep, the streaks are disappearing.
What are some of the other colors that you have in polish?
We have so many colors in the polish. We have, and we actually have three kinds of polish, not counting the one that we'll be introducing this week. We have 3 kinds of polish. We have the original gilding polish. We have the luster polishes. If you have a bottle that says luster on it, no matter what you do, the streaks are not going to go away because the streaks are part of the finish. Now mine, the streaks should largely go away because I'm using a bottle of original gilding polish, and you know, there will still be some streakiness because it's kind of a characteristic of the material that we're using, but most of the streakiness will go away with the original gilding polish. If your bottle says luster polish, the streakiness is one of the base characteristics of that product. If you notice in the streaks, you will have variations of color, which are actually an intended result with this, with the luster polish. For example, if I was using one that said raspberry, I might see streaks of darker raspberry color. I would see highlights that are pink. I might even see some silvery kind of tones in the stripes. And that's intended to look that way. So no matter how many times you mop over it, it's not going to be a solid color. I want to warn you about that, depending on the kind of polish that you have. I think most of us have normal gilding polish like this one. But if it says luster polish, don't waste your material trying to get one solid tone. Just enjoy the variations in tone, because that's representative of the material.
Is Glitter Kiss like that? Katie
No,
has-
so we have,
she has streaking issues.
we have the original polish, we have the luster polish, and then we have one called opal polish in the polishes. Nobody got opal polish. We'll save that for a different day, because, and we really probably need to do a project with opal polish, because you guys will not believe how cool that is. But Glitter Kiss is kind of a horse of a different color. It has the same kind of applicator in the same bottle. Oh, my mat's wet. I'm gonna have to see that right there. That's because I've got kind of a buildup on my mat that was wet, and I set my card down on it and pushed, and it was lifting off of there. So I'm going to move to a cleaner part of my mat. I could stop and clean up, but why? Why would I want to do that right now? The Glitter Kiss is a horse of a different color, because where this is a pigmented product and the color is right in the polish itself, Glitter Kiss is actually a clear suspension fluid, and the color comes from the glitter that's suspended in the clear product. So with Glitter Kiss, it's especially important when you're using Glitter Kiss that you do a series of light coats rather than a heavy coat. You put it on, you put on a coat, you don't mop even as much as I'm doing here with Glitter Kiss, because all you're going to do is just move your glitter around when it's wet. With the Glitter Kiss, you put on a super light, like, base coat. That's the way I like to say it. The first coat is really only priming. The second coat, you will begin to see coverage, but keep it light. It's not until you get to the third coat that you're going to see the color evening out. And let your layers dry completely. It only takes 5 minutes maybe with that Glitter Kiss, but let your layers dry completely, Katie, between the applications, because it will, otherwise you're just picking up and moving that suspended glitter, and it's impossible then to get a nice coat. If you put it on in a series of light coats, you can get an absolutely fabulous finish with that Glitter Kiss, but it takes some time and some patience, and you will have to use 2, maybe 3 coats, well, at least 2, and most likely 3 coats to get a nice even finish with Glitter Kiss. That's another product by Cosmic Shimmer. Is this Cosmic Shimmer, right?
Yeah.
I doubted myself after I said it. That's another product by Cosmic Shimmer that's beautiful. But Glitter Kiss, like I said, is a very different product with different application than this one has. We have, Bryce asked me a minute ago, how many colors do we have in this? We have 3 styles, and I'm going to say every style has 10 to 15 choices. We probably have 40 different bottles on the shelf downstairs, and I haven't used one yet that I've been disappointed in. It's a really good product. Now I'm just kind of buffing up. Now, it's important to note before we go any further that most of these surfaces are going to be covered, guys. We're really only showing the edges. The back cover will show a little more. Now this is luster polish, and I hope you can see on camera, I'm not sure you can, that the streakiness that I have here, that's just representative of this product. But as I see it, I see some tones of silver, I have sky blue, I have royal blue, and that's just the way this product is. That's part of the beauty of this product. Same over here. See my stripiness? I just already got some of this on there. See my stripiness on the back of this one? That's customary of the product. It's supposed to do that. So I've got these really light teals. I've got darker teals. That's just the way it's supposed to be. And with this one, I'm beginning to get a pretty nicely finished coat on one side. I'm going to hit this side one more time. But, you know, it's not super duper important that every little fragment gets covered in a nice even coat, because most of it's not going to show. We're going to cover an awful lot of this when we're done. But I am going to take this opportunity just to, all I'm doing with this third run through, because I did the front, I did the back, and now with this third treatment, I'm just going through and just giving them, I see my math's sturdy again. I'm already picking it up over here. On this third treatment, I'm just kind of picking up the, getting rid of some of the streaks on this third. And what will be our final run through. So just look at the front and the back and say, anybody need a little extra? And as you go through, you'll see that your colors, if you have the gilding polish, not the luster polish, your colors will begin to really even out with this coat. So really, for all intents and purposes, this is coat 2 with the gilding polish, right? Because we did the front, then we did the back, now we're doing a second coat. So for all intents and purposes, we're really only on coat 2.
Katie wants to come and help you arrange your bottles.
I told you, Katie, bring your tent. Let's pitch it in the backyard. Come on out. That actually brings me to a thought that, I know that we as a nation aren't traveling a great deal right now. When we finally get freed from this pandemic stuff, some of you may decide that it's time for vacationing. And if you think you might be in the Portland area, let me know you're coming this way. When we get free and we get our classroom up and operational again, I'll give you a tour of the warehouse. You can do some shopping if you want to. We'll hopefully get to participate in a class, and we'll have some great fun together while you're in town. I will schedule around you if I know you're coming. So think about that. Portland is a wonderful, terrific, I know, don't head out in the midst of the pandemic. I want you guys to stay home and stay safe right now. But when we are all fully open again, think about it. Portland is a wonderful vacation destination, and I would love to show you around. Okay, I've got the other side of a couple. I gotta turn my mat again. I have so much buildup on my mat at this point. How you guys doing? You getting about done? Mary, you are right. Oregon is absolutely spectacular. Where we live just outside of Portland, we're about an hour and a half from the extremely beautiful Oregon coast. Now, this is not a coast where you go and sunbathe. Because at our coast, it's raining most of the time. It is, however, if it's not raining, it's a beautiful coast for flying kites and walking on the beach. We have a rocky shoreline in a lot of places, so there's lots of places where you can see the waves crashing up on the banks. And it's very, very scenic. It's beautiful for photography. A little drive down the Oregon coast will take you through some past some absolutely stunning coastline. And it's really, really beautiful. There's some coves where the waves come crashing into the coves. There are some wonderful bed and breakfast and hotel opportunities out on the coast. Some fabulous food opportunities. You haven't lived till you've had Pacific seafood fresh. Sorry, but I kind of think ours is the best. But then I also fully admit that I might be just a tad prejudiced on that count. Here I am talking about food again. Can you tell that I'm very food motivated? You probably could tell that from the pictures of me, but yeah, I'm very food motivated, and I have lots of favorite restaurants on the coast. I love me a crab cake, and there's nothing quite like a crab cake made out of Dungeness crab. Oh, I know you guys in other parts of the country have crab cakes too. I just happen to think ours are better. And again,
My viewers are going to start falling off.
my viewers are going to start signing off as I say we're best. How you guys doing? You just about to get done with, what was Bryce cooking up today? Bryce and Lauren were in the kitchen making a sun-dried tomato pasta sauce. I haven't tasted it yet. This was their first experiment with it. I heard the food processor going. It was garlic and sun-dried tomato pasta sauce in there. And he said that he wants to try it again because it came in a little thick, and he's got some ideas for doing it the next time. Now let you see this one. I consider this one done, guys. I have little flecks here and there. That's okay to me. It's a characteristic of the polish. I have a little, just very light striping, but I have a pretty good pretty good coverage everywhere. Same here. I'm just kind of letting these dry a little bit now. This one, I might use one stripe there. I'll do that. But pretty good coverage. Do you deliver to the tent? You come on out here, Katie, and we'll see if you can get some of the homemade bread. He made homemade bread last night. And, he makes the best cheesy potatoes, scallop potatoes. He made wonderful scallop potatoes for dinner. And he made homemade rolls. Yeah, I'm spoiled, guys. I'm telling you, I'm so spoiled. So how you guys doing? You getting pretty close to being done? I need to know if I'm the only one painting here still, or if you guys are still finishing up. How are you guys doing? So has a tiny bit I'm going to polish, and then I'm going to let that one go. So this one, it's got a couple little dots here. It's picking up off my mat. I don't care. That doesn't matter. This one, I'm going to call this one done. Little imperfections here and there. You know, we're using a paste. We're polishing this with a paste. For my purposes, I think that's pretty good. And I think this is pretty good. I'm taking a minute to show you these because I don't want you guys to be overly judgmental about yours if mine looks exactly the same way. Okay? So I'm done with this. I need to know if you guys are still with me. Back in a few minutes, gonna cook. I'll be a sandwich. Okay, we'll see you in a minute, Hester. Mary. Doing good. Painting. Keyboard. Huh?
Dawn is still painting.
Okay, Dawn, I'm with you. It's fine. I'm gonna take just a minute and wipe up my mat and stuff here, so we're good. If you want to after you finish here, if you want to slide your mat out of the way, we're really pretty much done with some of the messiest part of our project. So I'm just going to clean up a little bit here while I give you guys an opportunity to Sorry, Maria. Like I said, I'm very food motivated. If I can give Mary a chance to finish her sandwich for her husband, give you guys an opportunity to finish up your painting. Now, if you're worried about your cap and your polish, they'll be okay for the time it takes us to get our cards assembled. You'll be fine, but don't put them away for the night, or put them away without cleaning those up, because how's this for a messy project, guys? Does this fit the messy project criteria? I can tell you that I am a very, very messy painter. Look at that. So tell them how you make your cheesy potatoes, honey. You won't tell them?
Family recipe.
It's a family recipe? I don't think it is. It's probably just kind of a standard recipe, but he does it so well. Brittany and I voted that he should make that last night. He did. The homemade rolls are always delish. I think I've told you before, but I'm not sure, that Brittany is my niece, and she works with us 2 days a week here, and then she works with the Humane Society on the other days. So when Brittany's here, Bryce really spoils her, and appropriately so, because she's an absolutely fabulous employee. I totally love her, and she's so bright, she's so creative, and she's so hardworking. We have to treat her very right. Okay. Can you grab me a paper towel in the bathroom, please? I'm going to dry my surface a little bit here before I pull my paint pieces down onto it. Katie says she's our long lost somebody. You must be that fourth cousin 3 times removed, Katie. Come on over, I'll treat you like family. Okay. Washed and dried my surface. I hope I stalled long enough. You with us, Dawn? You ready? Let's reach in, since our 2 sets are going to be the same, and get whichever one feels the most dry. And what you're going to need is you're going to need 1 each of the following items. You're going to need, this is our cover piece. This is our hinge. That's the one with the funny X and the lines everywhere. This one is the actual fan fold that opens up inside, and this one's our belly band. Okay, let's do a little paper cutting here. On your punch out sheet, you will still have a couple of these little rectangles. You'll still have a couple little buttons. Just set those off to the side so they don't get thrown out. These are for use to put either sentiments on that you can attach to your band, because they're already cut to be the right size for that. See that? Or you can use like these circles. Bring your band around. You can paint this circle too, obviously. And you can see it, you can put the little circle on your belly band. But that's what those are. They're for little sentiments and you know, Hunky Dory doesn't believe in wasting any space. They always give us everything they can on our punch out sheets. This product, the base card, this is from Hunky Dory. You'll find them in the store under Twist and Pop. And I do have packages of them left. Okay. We're going to measure our card here. This is our card. I'm going to measure this to see what our actual dimensions are. Okay, this is 4. It's not 4 1/8 or 4 1/4 like they often are. It's 4 inches wide by 6 inches long. So 4 by 6 is our base sheet. And we are going to want to cut ourselves some pieces to go inside. See here, on this one I happen to have used Adorable Scoreable. This time we're going to use this paper. You can choose the colors that you like the best for the projects. Let's look at my other sample here. This one, I've cut a smaller piece here, and then I've trimmed it in a darker sheet. That's why you have extra pieces. And I just want to give you choices. Did we cut which piece? We didn't cut anything. All I did was fold that down. All these are going to be pre-scored and pre-cut, so you don't have to cut anything except our background pieces. So all I was doing was just measuring my folded card to get the actual dimensions. So this one is actually really more like what we're going to do. So I'm going to set this one aside. I want to cut myself 2 panels to go inside and 1 panel to go on the outside. I'm going to use, I think, this gray-green, and I'm going to start by cutting myself 2 panels. Now let's see, the card itself is 4 by 6. So I'm going to cut 2 panels out of this piece. And I want those panels to be smaller than the inside of my card, right? I have about 1/8 of an inch here. It wouldn't hurt to even have that just a little bit wider. Let's start though by cutting this piece to be 5 3/4 inch long. And then it's 4 inches. So I'm going to make this 3 3/4. And that's going to be a really nice fit and still show a nice border around. So let's cut 2 of those. Again, it's 5 3/4 long by 3 3/4 wide. And these will become the 2 panels on the inside of my card. Now, I love this textured paper. I don't know how it's going to be to write on. So when you put your sentiment inside, you actually might put that on a little piece of paper inside. I think you could write on it, and you could certainly try, but I think I might insert actually a little piece of paper to actually write on that's nice and smooth. And I'm going to attach these to the inside of my card. There's 2 sides to this paper, by the way. One is relatively smooth, and one is more rough. Do you feel that? Feel the difference between the two? Hello, Teresa Gillespie. Welcome. So this is also a matter of personal preference, but I like the roughness of it. I'm going to put the rough side up so it can be felt inside. Just the extra texture, I like that. And this red liner tape is more expensive. It's a good thing to hang on to use only when you need it. So I'm going to use some of my I'm going to use my finger lift tape to tape this down inside. Because I'm centering, I'm going to use my tape flags. Doesn't that paper have a neat texture? I like that paper a lot. You can do so much with your paper crafting just by having interesting textures.
What are you doing there?
I'm making my tape flags.
What are tape flags?
My tape flags, these guys have probably seen before, but not necessarily. I use tape flags anytime I want to center something. I don't want to stick this down to my card and then have to lift it back up because I might lift my paint finish off. It's being feisty, my finger lift tape is. So what I'm doing, instead of exposing all of my adhesive on my tape, is I am going to expose just an inch of tape at the top. This is being a pain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear this down here. And I'm going to make myself a little mini flag out to the side because I didn't want to. Okay, so I'm making these little flags out to the side. Usually I try to just expose an inch, but it was trying to lift on me, so I tore my tape down a little further. And the reason I'm making my flags, I want the prettiest of the two sides of my card on the outside. So I'm actually going to refold that because I think the side I had for my inside was the prettier of the two. And once I have my tape flags on, I'm going to line this up where I want it, get it nice and centered. Leave myself about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. When I get it right where I want it, I'm going to hold that in place with one hand and pull the tape strips with the other. Hold it in place and pull the tape strip out, and I get a really nicely aligned piece of paper there. I'm going to put my other one in. How are we doing for time, hon?
You are at 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Okay, we're doing all right. The prep work for this, the painting of the cards and stuff, is some of the longest parts, so I think we're doing okay. Okay. Yes, this is a really nice, Teresa, this is a great paper for masculine. That's actually one reason I chose this, is that it's a really nice texture and color for a masculine card. I didn't originally invent tape flags. To tell you the truth, Katie, I'm not sure where I got them. Like you guys do, I watch a lot of videos and stuff, and at some point in time, way back, I saw them and thought, wow, that is a great idea. But by exposing just a little bit of your adhesive, you can easily reposition without messing up your project, which is, I like to credit things, you know, the people who invent it wherever I can, but after a while you kind of sometimes forget where you learned it. But whoever it was that invented them, yeah. Okay, hold that in place, pull it out. And we have this beautifully centered piece. Okay, now on the one outside, on our cardstock for the outside, this one I cut a little shorter, and I do like the way that looks. I like to let a little bit more of my polish show on the outside. So I think I'll cut it to the same width because I think our width is really beautiful, the 3 3/4 width. But I think I'm going to cut it a little shorter. I think I'll cut it so it's maybe, I'm going to start with 5 inches long. I do stuff like that. 5 inches long by 3 3/4 and just see what I think to start with. You should have plenty of paper for these and your extra projects after cutting this extra piece there. Yeah, I like that. That's nice. Okay, and then I'm going to use the topper deck pieces, I think, first, kinds. One of these will go on the outside, and 4 will go on the inside. Now, I happen to have 2 trains in my set, so I'm going to use one of the trains on the outside of my card, and I'm going to create myself a little border around this, just a little mat around this to make it just kind of pop. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tape the first of my topper deck pieces. Tape it. Well, we like you too, Cindy. I'm going to tape the first of my topper deck pieces down to this card, and then I'm going to trim around it and get this nice little border going here. And I just want that little border to be maybe 1/8 of an inch. And I'm just cutting that by hand. You can use your paper cutter if you're so inclined. Oh, I do like the way that looks. That's pretty. I'm going to go ahead and put that on there just because I have it done, and why not? So I'll put myself some tape flags on here. And those little cards are neat, aren't they, Katie? They're topper deck pieces, and the amazing thing that I found when I did this, because I didn't know this was the case, they are perfectly sized already. I didn't have to cut them down or anything. They're perfectly sized to do these twist and pop cards. I did not know that. Going in. There we go. Okay, got my little tape flags on. I'm going to find my position. Yes, the little topper deck pieces are hunky-dory. Mary? Is this same set available? I believe so. I believe I have a couple of them left, and I do have more on order from Hunky Dory. In fact, I'm going to bring in more of the topper decks in general because they've been really popular, and I think quite a few of our styles are sold out right now, but I'm going to bring some more in. So I've got that on, and I'm going to place this piece on. And then we'll go to, actually, next we're going to fold our mechanism. Woohoo! Which is actually great fun, guys. It's the part people get nervous about with this, but I'm going to walk you through this, and it's going to be step by step, just like everything we've done up to this point. It's going to be absolutely fine. Will you look and tell me what the name of the book is that I have? You've got the card pulled out there. The one next to it has the masculine images I used for cutting up too. I should credit those. You see it? And that's the topper deck. And then that one, yeah. Hopefully I kept it. As we're talking about the supplies used, this was the topper deck I used. Planes, trains, and automobiles. And then I used several of these. This was not all of these were appropriate for this card style we were using, but for cut down pieces. I'm hoping I have a label here somewhere for what this deck is. I think that must be one on the bottom. Maybe. Here it is. This was the Magnificent Men collection. Now again, not all of the toppers were appropriate for this, but if you go through and you know, find pieces that look good, and I think we did a pretty good job of finding pieces that look good. That's where I got your toppers for today. Okay. We have a huge selection at Simply Special, but as a small business, in order to offer the huge selection that we offer to you, I can't have usually a real deep inventory. So the most challenging aspect of doing these live stream classes is when I'm putting together, 30 kits, it's what do I have enough of in stock to be able to make something fabulous that I can do 30 kits with. Over time, we'll maybe, order a little bit less selection and a little deeper inventory as we do these larger classes. Isn't that beautiful? Love that. Okay. Now, next, let's pick up this piece. And with this piece, what I want you to do is we're going to fan fold it. Mountain, valley, mountain. So we're fan folding it, okay? Just like that. And actually, that wasn't the piece I intended to do, but I did that anyway. Now this one, pick up the next piece. This is the one with all of the funny score lines on it. And we're going to fold on every score line, guys. So let's fold it lengthwise. Let's fold it diagonally.
And you unfold it between folds.
Then I'm unfolding it between folds. Fold it diagonally again. Now, this is my hinge, and I actually want to loosen up the fibers in my hinge a little bit. We've done that somewhat by painting it, but flip it over and repeat those fold lines going the opposite direction. That seems like a weird thing to do, but what we're doing is loosening up those paper fibers by going the opposite direction. Does that make some sense? Okay, if you're caught up with me now, everybody have your paper in hand because this is important. You see how I have a little shape that kind of looks like an arrow here and here? I've got this nice and loose. I'm going to push these two arrows together. You with me? See that? I'm going to push on the sides, those two arrows. And now I've got a little house. If you've got a little roof hanging over the rest of the house with a slit in the middle, it's right. Okay? And it will look that way on both sides. I'm going to do that again for you in case anybody's confused. Open it back up. We folded all the lines both directions. Okay? I'm going to push on the two sides. Just push on them just a little bit and bring it down. The pop-up card, Teresa, we are using the Hunky Dory Twist and Pop blanks. A House with Legs. Yes, Katie. A House with Legs. We're using the Twist and Pop cards by Hunky Dory Crafts, and we used the metallic gilding polish by Cosmic Shimmer. Our class kits come with this in it, and the colors everybody got vary. I'm using a red, but some people got olive green, other people got a Hessian color. All of them are nice, beautiful vintage colors. So does everybody have your House with Legs? I don't want to move forward if you don't have it. I'll do it again just to make sure, but you guys let me know if you've got this part, because this is the This is the only really tricky fold in the set. Fold it out. I've got both sides here. See, I've got my little arrows pointed towards the center. I'm going to push a little bit on the sides, and I'm going to end up with my house with legs. Now it's time to get our, everybody got it? Yep. Okay, get your hobby journal extra sticky tape out. Keep the baggie to this, by the way, and put your tape back in it when you're done, because this tape is so sticky that it's sticky from the sides too, and it will pick up every kind of fiber around your house. In my house, that might be dog fur, that might be cat fur, that might be lint from the laundry room next door. It could be anything. Keep your sleeve to stick this back into so you're not constantly battling fuzz on your tape. Okay. I'm going to get me some tape cut here. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm going to put a few rows of this on. I want to put a row here at the bottom. My red tape's not going to show up too much against my house, but I'm putting a row widthwise across the roof line at the bottom. I'm going to put another row midway up the roof line. When I'm saying roof line, I'm just talking about my little house. I entertain myself with these descriptions. Got my walking house. I'm so glad you do, Kitty. Okay, and I'm going to put another one across, oh, maybe a ½ inch down on the roof line. Okay, I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to do exactly the same thing again on the other side. Pieces of tape on the back side, one towards the roof line at the top of the roof, but a ½ inch down, one midway and one right at the bottom. Now I'll be interested in seeing what you guys think of this tape, this hobby journal tape. I'm actually, at the risk of sounding disloyal to Hunky Dory, and I do love Hunky Dory, I actually like this tape better than Hunky Dory's tape, because the red liner film that goes over your double stick tape is way more, is way thicker, making it easier to get off. How many times have you guys who watch my videos heard me complain that the toughest part of doing the job is getting the liner off the red liner tape? I'm getting my pokey tool out here. You can use a pen, you can use needle, you can use your fingertip if you've got better fingers than I've got. And I'm just going to lift my little red liner on my tape. Okay, they're still staticky though. Uh-oh, lifted my whole tape. Let's try that again. Might have to do it with my nail. I learned the hard way. My tape became a rolling cat fur toy. He now owns the toy. Oh, yes. Teddy's really spoiled, as you guys know. And, oh, that's true. The tweezers from last week's Dot and Do class would be great. Wasn't that great fun? I enjoyed that. I'm sorry the sound quality was bad last week. I didn't realize how bad it was until I went back and watched the video myself as I was getting the newsletter ready, because I always go back through it and watch it to make sure anything I promised you I link in the newsletter. And I was really disappointed with the sound. So be sure you let me know, guys, when we're doing a live stream like this, if something's amiss like that, because I want to fix it for you. Okay. All right, here we go. We're going to take our little house which has tape on both sides now, and we are going to position that Yeah, I'm glad I looked because I actually did it a different way. We're going to position that at the midpoint, and you kind of eyeball this, at the midpoint of both. All right. No, it's not. Let's see what I'm doing here. I did these differently, so bear with me, guys. Yeah, that's my house. No, my roof point's still in the right place, isn't it? Got to do this right. Okay. All right. We're going to do it at the midpoint right here. Sorry, I had to it's been a couple weeks since I did these samples, and I had to go back and refigure. I'm going to put that down just a tad from the center. I want it close, but put it maybe like a 1/16 of an inch to give that a little bit of room for the mechanism itself right at the fold line. And I'm going to attach my house right here. Okay? You see that? I'm about a 1/16 of an inch down from my line. Go ahead and do that. Add that onto your textured paper we put in. And then close it. And rub it a little bit. And now we have our hinge in. Okay. Next, we're going to get this piece out. I have to think about this one too. And we're going to be attaching this. There we go. Okay, we're going to be attaching this here. So, I want you to have this fan folded. You've got a mountain in the middle and two flat sides. You with me? So hold it like this. And then I want you to flip it over. And starting at roughly the midpoint, starting at roughly the midpoint, I want you to make a couple more little tape lines. I'm going to start up. I hope you can see that. I actually have a little piece of white on there to show you, but maybe start 1.25 inches up from the bottom, put a tape line there, and it only goes out about 1.5 inches. So it goes from here to here. Okay, and then get yourself another tape line and put below that. You need to use red liner tape for this job right here, guys, this one we're doing. And I put that same length, about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. There's nothing scientific about your length. I just don't want them to go over the halfway point. and put another one there, just below that, okay? I just did that wrong. Did I do that wrong? Can I? Yes, I did too. Yes, I did, because the side needed to be the bottom. Shoot. Let me see. Can I rework it? Because I just had all these guys do the same thing as me. No, it'll work. No, will it work? No, it's exactly opposite what I want it to be. It won't work. Okay, excuse me. We're going to take that off. I'm sorry. This is the back. Don't worry. I actually want that to be on the lower part here. I apologize. Sorry. Those little scissors we used last week, that was the first time I had used the little hobby journal scissors. I was really pleased with those for a tiny little inexpensive pair of scissors. They were great. Okay. I'm sorry I messed you up there, guys. Okay. We're using the same side that we used before. I turned it around so it's on the bottom. See that? Don't worry about this. It's not going to show. Okay? So we got that now. I'm sorry. But, okay. Take your tape lines off. Just the red liner, of course. Thank you for your generosity. Okay, now I want you to put the corner of your card that we just taped, this part right here, I want you to take that and I want you to match it to this score line coming right down here. You see that? Right here. And we're going to put this on top with the corner, my fold line here, matching that score line. Now when you do that, it's going to hang over. That's okay, we want it to. See that? It's hanging over. That's okay. So I'm matching this line to the intersection of that little score there. Okay? Next, I'm going to do it right this time, the first time. Wouldn't that be fun, guys? No more than halfway down, I'm going to take and I'm going to create some more tape lines on this side. One, two, this time they're hooking to the top. 2, 3 tape lines. Peel a red liner. Yes, I absolutely will. Edith, I will show you that again. We're bringing this tape line, this corner is going to match up right here at the intersection of this fold. See that right there? I want the top of this piece of cardstock to match, and I want that seam that is right there in our top piece to match up with that little X. And once again, it's going to overlap. That's okay, it's supposed to. Okay? So Edith, let me show you on this one. Looks like we're only going to get through one today, so that's okay. I'm going to quickly fold this up so I can demonstrate that again. I'm folding my hinge to my second card just so I can demonstrate that again. Because I kind of confused you guys. I know I did, and I apologize for that. I kind of confused you with my tape muddle the first time. But I'm going to show you one more time. Well, I definitely make boo-boos, Katie. So okay, here's this piece. Okay, I got that. And I've got my folded house. I guess I don't need to line the inside of this one. Just for the sake of expediency, I'm just going to tape this down so I can get it to where I can show you again. You guys are going to be fine to do your second card because you can always roll this back and watch. Now, I gave you 3 cards in your kit. 2 of them I designed for you. The third one, I want to see what you'll do with it. I put in an extra one so that you guys could do one on your own, and you can design it, and then I want you to post them to Facebook so we can see what you came up with, because I loved that with the Get Well kits when you guys showed me what you did and how you altered it. I want to see what you guys could do when you do your own twist and pop. It does not have to be masculine. Do any theme you want. But it will be fun to see what you guys come up with. So that was my objective in including a third card. I put that in there specifically so you guys could show us what you would do with it, left to your own devices. Just peeling my red tape so I can glue my little house down here, because I want to show that attachment again. How's the volume? Excuse me, is the volume still doing okay, guys? This is not a hard card to make. It's just got a couple little weird idiosyncrasies when it comes to the placement of the tape and the folding of the little house. I went to a workshop once where they did this one hot off the press, and we had like 100 people at a time doing it, and oh my gosh, you should have heard the bustle in the room, because people were all panicking that they didn't understand the folds and the tape. So I think our format here is a lot better for being able to see the detail. Okay, so I've got my card here. Okay, I've got my little mountain. Okay, I'm going to put my tape on the bottom.
Can you draw an X, and I could see that easier on where you're
yes.
putting them?
And I only want it to go to here. So I'm going to put a piece of tape here. Good idea, honey. And nobody's ever going to see my X's anyway, because they're going to be buried beneath. This is what's holding the 2 pieces together. So here's my lines on that side, and on this side they're going to be here, 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 and here. Let me put some tape over here. Bryce asked me once again today, how long is this class going to be? I said, I don't know for sure. We're going to do a lot of painting, so that's going to take some time. I'm glad I didn't commit to a time frame. I evaded the question. Okay, so there we go. That's where tape's going to go. I'm going to peel my tape. Does Bryce cook and craft too? You know, when we were dating, which we dated later in life, I was 35, thereabouts, when we were dating. Bryce was wonderful about crafting with me. He would stamp with me. We spent lots of hours doing all kinds of crafting stuff. And then we got married. Now he doesn't want to craft with me anymore.
Instead.
Huh?
I cook instead.
And, you know, if I have to choose between him crafting and him cooking, I'll go with the crafting, or with the cooking every time. But I do try and convince him to come out here and sit with me when I'm making projects, because crafting's more fun if you got somebody else. Okay.
Can you put an X on the corners of the hinge?
Yes.
So we can see where the tape's going to go.
Bryce is asking some really good questions here. I'm going to match to this corner. So I'm going to take this tape line that I just exposed, and I want this corner right here. I want that to match to this right here. So I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to put this corner right on top of where that one comes out. Then I'm just going to let it line up along that edge, and I'm going to push that tape in. Is that better this time? Over here, I'll peel my tape. And I want this corner right here, that corner to match to this line. So here we come, we bring it in, we hit that corner with the fold, and there we go. And now this will close. The first few times we open and close it, it'll be a little bit stiffer, but you can take this and you can squeeze these pieces together. They'll slide along and they'll close. And then when we open it, they'll open up. Close it. Hester, I don't know what you prefer to go by on here. I assume it's Mary, but I don't know. What is your preference, Hester? Do you prefer to be Hester or do you prefer to be Mary? There we go. Okay, let's go back to our original. We can do the same thing. We can close this up now if we want to. Just take it and pinch it closed. It'll close up. And we can open it up and it will fan fold. You see that? Is everybody with me? Okay. Hester, do you prefer Hester or do you prefer Mary? Mary, right? Or which do you want to be online? Mary. Okay, good. All right. Here's the easy part, guys. We're going to attach these little cards to our panels. And look at this. It's a perfect fit. You can glue them, you can tape them, you can use your finger lift, you can use your glue bottle. I might use my glue bottle just so that I have a little bit of wiggle room, that I can slide them a little bit if I want to get them just right where I want them. This no tape flag's going to help me here. So I just put a little glue around the outside, and I'm just going to put it right in place. Look at that. It's a perfect fit. How's that? I'm going to take this. I'm just going to put a little glue around it. And I'm going to put it right there. There we go. Perfect fit. It hangs up just a tiny, tiny, tiny amount, but the one under it will hang up just a tiny, tiny, tiny amount also, and it will be okay. They'll just kind of come together there. If you had any issue with that, you could trim it a little there, but I don't think we'll have to do that. Put it in place. Don't you think guys are going to love this card? Oh, Teresa said exactly the same thing. Great minds, Teresa, working along the same lines. You locked your door so your hubby couldn't see his card. Good idea. Oh, I have another thing I want to show you guys before we finish here today, to see what you think about this as a future project, whether it holds any interest for you. Okay, I've got my 4 cards on. Let's see if it'll close. I'm going to pinch it. Slide that around. I am seeing a little technical difficulty here. See what's happening with my card? My roof lines come loose. And that's because we put this paper on. Don't panic. Don't panic. Put a little glue there. It's because the we use that woven paper, and the woven paper has enough fibers on it that it's letting the super tape come loose. Just put a little glue there and let it dry good. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It'll be absolutely fine. Sometimes with these textured papers, you have to give a little glue reinforcement because the tape doesn't want to hold on. I didn't think about that with these masculine cards. So there's 2 options when we do our other one. We can glue the roof in instead of using the tape there, which is not a bad idea. And it would save your tape anyway. Or you could cut our accent pieces shorter so that it's not hitting our roof line. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's just, Mary, it's just the problems are coming in because this paper has lots of fibers on it and it's gumming up our tape. So you can just, this is going to hold just fine, the one that I just did for the second sample, because I'm gluing cardstock to cardstock and I didn't have this in between. Anytime you're putting it on smooth surfaces together, it's fine. I actually wondered about that, and I should have said something earlier that might be an issue. But just go back and glue that, guys. It's going to be absolutely fine if you glue it. So just glue where the roof line is, where our tape was, basically. Okay? And that's going to be fine. Don't worry about that. It's just because the paper we used has fibers. But how cute is our card, guys? Is that like the most beautiful thing you've seen? Okay, let's look at what we're doing for our second card. Oh, by the way, this piece, I gave, this is going to be a happy birthday card, you can put your happy birthday right on here. You can put your happy birthday in here. If it's going to be a Father's Day card, obviously you're not going to want to do that. If you, when you do this second one, think about cutting that accent paper shorter. That probably would resolve the whole issue right there. And then your red liner tape will hold just fine because this is never going to let go on this one. That's all cardstock. So let's think about doing that. Okay, you're going to do your second card the same way, with the exception, what did I do with my little images? There they are. I cut you a bunch of little images, And you can, now I cut these small enough that you actually have kind of a frame of your gilding polish around it. I thought that looked pretty. Can you see that? So I just put these down and leave a little frame around. How are the colors on your, Mary, you like the colors on your card? How about everybody else? What do you think of the colors? The Hessian and the olive, are those working out well? And anybody else that has a different color? I hope they're working out well. Like I said, we just tried to get colors that we thought matched the kind of vintage feel of these. So I don't think we need to go through all of this together unless anybody has any questions. I think we're great. You know that you can use the extra papers or not. You can, layer up your front. You've got happy birthday stickers if you want them. You've got plenty of tape, plenty of materials. Oh, good. You got a blue, Don, okay. So the blue's great with the fishing theme, excellent. I used 4 images here for the sake of simplicity, but think about the fact that you can actually use other things here too. I mean, if you wanted to stamp on these little panels and you wanted to put just maybe a couple images and then some stamped images, you could do that. You could use stickers on these extra panels, especially if you're doing like a floral theme or something. Good question, Don. Let's go back to the squares and the rectangles and the circles. They give you those for use on your belly bands if you want them. This one is made just the right size to write or stamp a sentiment and put on your belly band. You can paint it in the same color if you want to, but it's made to put a sentiment on. The same with the round. You can use the round on this side. You can use the round where your 2 sides join. Let's talk about joining those actually. What I like to do when I join those is I want to make sure that my belly band is going to be just the right size for my card. So this is made to wrap around your card and hold it closed since it's this little mechanical card. And this is a pretty wide card by the time we get everything into it. So you can use this in a couple different ways. In general, this can be on the bottom, the join can be on the bottom or the top. If I wanted to put stickers or something on it, I might put it on the top, the solid piece, and join it on the back. And one of my classes, they wanted a way to keep the belly band and the card together. So what we did was we glued the belly band in place to the back folder, and they put Velcro. Those little Velcro dots on here and on here, so that it Velcroed. You opened it. You could open the card and keep the belly band right there. It opened on out. And then when they were done looking at it, it closed up and they had Velcro closure there. That was really cute. You don't have to do that, but it's fun. It's one way to do it. So like I said, this is really versatile. You can really do about anything you want with this. And like I said, you can put a sticker greeting on here. The happy birthdays we sent you will fit there. Or you can stamp or use a sticker on this little panel. Or you can stamp and use a sticker here. You have way more of these than you need. That's just because Hunky Dory fills the space.
Coming up to 2 hours.
Okay. I want to answer any questions you have before we move on. Has anybody got any questions? It'll be great to finish your second card on your own. I want to ask your opinion of something. Oh, gotta stand up and get in here.
Oh.
I have a professional license to use the patterns of a company called Dreamin' Tree. And Dreaming Tree does all these wonderful 3D objects. This that I have right here is something that I built for the first time Father's Day last year. Bryce wanted a barbecue for Father's Day, and we had it delivered, and of course, he did not want to wait until Father's Day to get his barbecue. So I went ahead and gave it to him, but then I had nothing to give him for Father's Day. So I built this box using a pattern from Dreaming Tree. I'm going to show you this too. This opens up to a barbecue grill inside. So using the pattern from Dreaming Tree, I built him this box, and then I filled it with barbecue spices and little gift shreds. And I filled it up with barbecue spices, and I gave it to him for Father's Day. If you guys are interested in building this, I can make a kit available, and I am allowed to do that under my professional license with Dreaming Tree. I just have to get my Cricut machines out and cut a whole bunch of patterns. I don't know how many of you have Cricut machines, but I'm suspecting some of you I know do, and you can go direct to the website, get the pattern, and do it for yourself if you want to. For those of you who are interested in having a class kit built, I would build a class if you guys wanted it. It's a lot of time to cut all these pieces, but I'm more than happy to do that for you if this is something that you would like to do. Yeah, I see Alice, Katie, are there other votes that this is a class you think would be fun? It's a beautiful little gift box, I got to tell you, and surprisingly sturdy for something made out of cardboard. Yeah, you like the idea of doing this? Okay. Okay. My buddies cook out all the time. It'd be a perfect gift. Okay. All right. I see ya. Okay. You know the barbecue box? You can actually, it's so cute. It's so very cute when it's done. You could actually leave it on your counter even for spices. It's just gloriously wonderful. So if you are interested, yeah, okay. I'm going to build kits. I just wanted to know before I assumed that 3D objects would be something that would be interesting to you that I ask you. Katie says, I'll leave with my tent, come out and help. Yippee, okay, we're going to do it. We'll be having a barbecue class. Okay, you guys want to take a quick recap for those who weren't here at some of our other kits coming up. Now, let me ask you this. Do you want that barbecue for Father's Day, or do you, so I slide the other classes back? We need to talk about the order we're going to do these. We have 3 classes coming up we've decided on. We've got the beach-themed cards. And take a quick swipe through here for those who were not here to see those. These are our masculine cards. They could be feminine cards too, certainly. There's nothing about these that's absolutely masculine. But this is, you asked for masculine cards, and this is what I came up with, because these would be wonderful masculine or feminine cards. They're certainly unisex. Here's the first, second, third. This kit's going to make 12 cards. We've decided we're going to do 3 of them on camera, and you'll do the other 9 using the samples on your own. I'll just talk you through what I did. There's our net. What's the date of Father's Day, honey? Could you look that up for me?
Oh. Got 2 devices.
There's our dolphin. You saw these at the beginning. I hope I'm not boring anybody, but I wanted to show you guys what's coming up in class kits. This one. You get not only the cards, they're going to be a 12A6 cards. You get all the background papers. You get these background papers. You get a whole box of these little embellishments. You get the June 21st is the date of Father's Day. Here's my seagull. These were great fun to do. You get brads. You're going to get some brads in there. You get the baker's twine. This net is actually a die, and you're getting... What?
Hold it closer to you.
Okay. You get this net. This net is actually a die, and you're getting the die in your kit. If you do not have a die maker, I know at least one of you does not, email me, and I will cut some for you. I'll cut the netting for you. So... this was my take. If you were counting, you saw 11. That's because I'm going to do a 12th card using an optional extra die that I got, but I didn't want to run the price of the kit up. So if you want the extra die, it will be available as an extra add-on package, but I'm going to use one of my 12 designs to do that. This is our other one. I talked to you about the fact that we're going to be doing the painting with glitter. My opinion of painting with glitter is that it is the most fun you can have and still be legal. You are going to have your hands in it, rubbing this glitter around on this paper. It's going to be great fun. And this was our glitter cardstock. We tried 2 different colors. We eventually opted for the sapphire, or the blue. It's kind of like a London blue, topaz blue. And these are the cards. You'll actually be making a total of 3, and the kits will be made up of 2 different patterns. Some people are going to get the bluebird, some people are going to get the swan. They're both beautiful, and it's just a slight variation on the kit. So we have our Fun with Glitter kit coming up, and for those of you, again, who came in later, I'm actually giving you one of these huge, beautiful craft mats in that kit. So, yay. So that's going to be fun. So we have 3 card kits coming up. We have the barbecue, we have the painting with glitter, and we have the beach theme cards. What do you want to do next?
Katie's voting for glitter.
Katie's voting for glitter. Other people have opinions. Do you seal the glitter or does it rub off? You know, we're going to rub so much of the glitter off, Mary, that even though it is not sealed, you're not going to have a lot of shedding because we're going to rub so much of the glitter off when we're doing our burnishing of the glitter. Burnishing just simply is a fancy word for rubbing the glitter into our adhesive. And we're going to actually rub it enough times that you're not going to get a lot of shedding. Okay, so glitter, beach, barbecue. Okay, beach. All right. So glitter or beach is coming up next week. I will look at that, and the barbecue will follow. I actually like that order because it takes quite a while to cut all the pieces for the barbecue, and that'll give me some time to do that. I got a new Cricut machine for Mother's Day, a second one, and I'm going to be able to cut everything twice as fast because I'll have 2 machines going. So yay. And we will all, you are right, Katie, we will all become glitter yetis. Did you guys enjoy this today? I'm sorry about my little errors here and there and our technical difficulty, but I sure do like what we came up with. I think these are beautiful. I hope you enjoyed them. And hey, if you like these classes and you want them to continue, please give me the thumbs up. That's my attaboy that says, yep, we like the way you're heading out here and we enjoy the classes. If you could give me the thumbs up, I'd really, really appreciate that. If you aren't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, think about doing that. It increases my YouTube ratings if you subscribe, and that's always cool. But it also will make sure that you never miss any of our videos or our classes that we're doing. And if you don't already have the newsletter, do that, because you want to make sure that you get the links to our new project kits, that they're easy for you to find. I will also tell you, yes, you will be able, Cindy, to get the glitter kit by next weekend. If you're ordering it today, you should have it in time for next week's class, because we'll ship it on Monday, and I don't see any reason why you wouldn't normally have it. Now, there are weird stuff happening with the post office and stuff, so I cannot guarantee, but I certainly think you'd have it. And so sign up for the newsletter if you haven't done that. I appreciate you guys so much. You're a highlight in my week too, and it really is nice to be working with the objective of finding fun and interesting things for you guys to do. And I'm trying to vary it and really give you guys as much variety as I can. So there's a thumbs up that is, where is the thumbs up on there, honey? Is it right under the screen? I think it's right under the screen, isn't it? Where is it?
Right under your video.
Oh yeah, right under the video. Look right under the video for the little thumbs up. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate you too. And the beach cards, I'm going to be getting those listed this afternoon. So I'll put a link to the beach kit with the newsletter that I send out following this video. I think you guys are pretty awesome too. Under the picture of Debbie's arm. You guys are great. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Ending the stream.
Betty, it's, oh, did we end already?